Namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. Namaste.
Namaste,
So
Parikshit ji. Namaste.
we welcome you all in this our family reunion of UHV Module 1, SIP Module 1, Universal Human Value. We have our sole person and course professor Sunil Bhaiya with us. Bhaiya, namaste. Welcome.
Ji. Namaste, Parikshit ji. Once again. Namaste, everyone. So this is the follow-up meeting, as Bhaiya just mentioned, of the eSIP, which was conducted during November 2020. After that eSIP, every week we unite together to discuss the content, to share our experiences through validating the proposals. So that is being happening almost every week, except for few. Now, in the previous few months, we have been discussing about the content in the UHV part of the eSIP or SIP. SIP has been completed in many of the colleges in the past few months. And follow-up meetings are also happening in some colleges, some universities. And we have conducted a students workshop also a couple of weeks before. Many students who participated in that meeting are also attending this follow-up meeting. This is live streamed in the YouTube also, so many students are watching there too. Now, usually students and faculty members join together in this follow-up meeting to discuss the proposals further and to have this clarity of content and share their experiences. So when all of us share our experiences through validation of the proposals, that is enriching for all of us. Yeah. So we have been discussing in the previous Wednesday regarding this other feelings. We started as a recap the discussion on affection. But before going into this content and the related experiences or other examples, I would request some of you to place your sharings, what you have been experiencing in the past few days. We have been discussing with regard to the ragging and interaction in the previous discussion. So we started with affection and we went on discussing about ragging and interaction, which is very relevant in this particular point of time because first years are there in the campuses. They have been there for 3-4 months only. So this is very relevant right now. So affection is the feeling of being related to the other, acceptance of the other as one's relative, the other is like me. So it is a responsibility and commitment for mutual fulfillment in the relationship. Now, absence of affection, as we say, is the opposition, jealousy, etc. And when a student comes to the institution, what do we prefer, interaction or ragging? This was the point of discussion last day. So how do you feel when a friend or very close relative come to your house? Do you feel opposed with that person, or do you feel related, or do you feel like affectionate with that person? Usually we feel happy, right? When somebody very close, related, affectionate. That's what Ansel is typing. Nice. You want to share many things with them and also listen from them. This exchange of feelings and words satisfy all of us. And that is what we refer to as interaction. So we discussed in the beginning of this trust, the starting of the relationship trust. We discussed that relationship is there. We just need to recognize and fulfill it. It is there with every human being between oneself and another self. Even though the other person is not known to me, I have been related to the other person. That is what we have been exploring. So whenever a new student is joining in the campus, the student is already related to me. So I can be able to see this. That is what I have to see. But if somebody is not known to me, I'm not supposed to tease him. I'm not expected to put him in a feeling of opposition, put him in a feeling of irritation or depression. Because somebody who is joining new, as you joined new to the college, will be in a state of embarrassment because the place is very new to the person. And he may be undergoing this SIP nowadays. It is good that we have SIPs, which is familiarization of the campus to the student, new student. But in early days, it was not there. Now it is good that we have the student selection program for 21 days. So, but what are we doing? As seniors, the students who are already there, are we trying to tease them, make fun of them, just for the sake of fun? If we are not concerned about its impact on the newcomer, are we not concerned about its impact on the newcomer? Of course, it hurts others, and that is what we refer to as ragging. Without seeing this relationship between the other person, other self, if we start doing all those kind of, making fun of the other person, this results in ragging. Now, that is not something which is naturally acceptable. So can you recall, how does it feel when you are hurt by someone? For how many days, months, years it disturbed you? Maybe the disturbance is happening, or this kind of hurting or the teasing is happening maybe momentarily, maybe for a very small duration. But how long the effect is there, that you can record. So, so what we can imagine what is happening with a newcomer when he is when he is coming with so much of an embarrassment to the college. So is it wise, a normal mental status, to seek enjoyment by hurting others? This is what we have to think of. So this is what we refer to as ragging, when we tease others without seeing this relationship. But when we can see this relationship, we can be affectionate with them, and we can feel connected with them, and take care of their immediate needs and facilitate them to set their things in order. Because you know the campus very well, and the newcomers do not know the campus well. So it is our responsibility to set them in maybe in a state of comfort. That is what we discussed last day. And then, yeah, we went on to this slide also. So what we explore from the previous statements in the previous slide is that welcoming healthy interaction is a must. Interaction is desirable rather than ragging. So that is a must, because we are members of the same family, rather institute family. We'll be staying together for another 3 to 4 years for the degree program. If it is PG program, we will be staying together for another 2 to 3 years, let's say, depending upon the duration of this PG program. So thus we are related to each other. So this we just need to recognize. We want to know each other so that we can be of help to each other in the process of understanding and learning together. So this is what is being discussed. And we can also note one thing, that age is just age of, we say, that of the body only, but the self, the development of self may not be directly related to the body, or rather the age of the body. So even a youngster may be having a well-developed self, that may be better developed self than us. This also we have to respect. So this relationship is there between one human being in the self and the self of the other human being. We just need to recognize this and fulfill it. And this, when we interact with the other person through proper communication, we come to know that we have to learn something new from the other person, even though he is a fresher or a newcomer. So this also is there. So interaction will help us also to have this mutual evaluation of competence, evaluation of mutual competence. That is also there. And this is required when we are interacting with the other person. This evaluation of mutual competence is also required to know that whether the competence of the other person is better than me, then I seek help from the other. That is my commitment. to improve my competence. And vice versa is also true. If I see that I have more competence than the other, it is my responsibility to help the other to improve his competence. So since this is there, interaction as much as possible is required. So let us interact, not to brag. And then we stop here in the previous Wednesday's meeting, suggest a few ways to develop affection between seniors and juniors, junior batches in your college. This has been given as an assignment also in the previous Wednesday's meeting. Several students who attended the recent workshop, students workshop, were there in that meeting. Some of them, very few of them, responded in that meeting. And now this is a chance for all of you to respond again. Those who are responding in the YouTube, I may not be able to see your messages. It is good if you can respond through the chat box or through the mic. Mic is given to many of you. So it is nice if you can respond, rather share your experiences in the previous few days regarding this, or if you have some query with regard to whatever we have been discussing, this also is fine. Mic is given to many of you. If there are someone who are not being given the mic, you can raise your hand. Mic will be given to you. Those who wish it difficult to interact through mic can use chat box also.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Ansel, good evening.
Yes, sir. I would like as in the place of a senior, if I had to develop a bond with junior students, means I shall be guiding them in particular areas like studies, and also they shall be given particular amount of help, which I feel I had not got the time when I joined in the college, and I shall be making it accessible to them also in such a form that I can create a very well and very strong bond with everyone present in the college, not only just juniors and the seniors
Yes.
above me also, and also the junior batches which comes and goes also, sir, and also of course with
Very good.
teachers.
Very good, very nice. That is nice to hear. Hope you are doing that. I see you in the campus also, so I hope you are doing that nicely. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a reflection from one of my students. Ansel is one of my students also. We discussed this content UHV 2. I as a facilitator and he as a co-facilitator, I would say. He as a co-explorer. Yeah. So that is nice reflection from Ansel that he considers his juniors with passion, with affection, and helps them to familiarize with the campus and the locality. There are several things to be done when a new student comes to the locality. He or she requires the help from a senior or somebody who is very familiar to the place. That is being done by Ansel. Very nice. That's what he was sharing just now. So like this, any other student would like to share something, or teacher? Here again, I won't say age is a matter, so anybody can share, because this is helping those who are watching in the YouTube also, and many students watch it later. The recording will be there, so we can watch it later too. Our experience sharing is helping all those who are watching this video later in the YouTube. I can see many teachers also joined and some students also. So if anyone would like to share, mic is given to many of you. Okay, yeah. Ruby ji, your mic was unmute.
Namaste, Bhaiya.
Namaste, Ruby ji. Namaste. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Long
I
time
can
since
see-
I listened to you.
Yeah, early morning I meet you every day.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Every day, yeah. Nice.
Just
Ji.
take this link on my PC. Just after 2 minutes, I'll be back with you, sir. Please help me.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So we'll go a little bit further in the content if there is no more sharing. But in due course of time, if there are some questions or sharing, you can place it. We will discuss together and go along. So this is something which the students can discuss with the senior batches as well as maybe the junior batches also. A few ways to develop affection between seniors and juniors. Well, we said interaction is preferable, or rather that is desirable, but at the same time, how to interact, how to develop this feeling of affection between seniors and juniors. This can be discussed, as Ansil was discussing. This intention is there that I want to make the other happy. That is there with everyone. But how to put that into practice when it comes to when the new students come to the college? Maybe the first instance, you also may be under peer pressure because many other students would tend to tease the newcomers. So you may also, but how to bring the others also to a feeling of natural acceptance, rather good feeling based on the natural acceptance. This is something which you can discuss. Okay, so when I was there in my second year, I remember when some of my colleagues were of this intention rather of ragging, when they said they have to rag, that is what they planned. But in fact, I was trying to set them, rather put them back. I didn't feel like teasing anyone, but I try to, I go with them and try to just, just not to let whatever be the kind of, say, teasing happening, not to go beyond a certain level, so that finally the atmosphere is friendly with the seniors and juniors. That is what I try to do in my second year of my BTech program. But now things are much more settled down. The ragging has come down drastically because of certain rules and the UHV being introduced into the curriculum directly. The effect is coming out slowly in the campuses among the senior students. All right, so we will just go beyond a little bit beyond this content right now. Everyone wants to excel, is it not? Everyone, all of us want to excel in life. So, what is excellence? Is it about a being better than another in a particular area of life? Or is it something else? Being better than another in a particular area of life means can be some skills. Maybe in your field of study, can be in the profession also. When a teacher thinks, I have to be the best teacher in the college, and he tries to be the best teacher, there is always a kind of competition. When a student tends to or tries to be the best student in the class, tries to master a particular area of his study and try to be the best or try to be the first in the class, or maybe in the college, in the institution, there is a competition. Yeah, Shilaji is typing better than our own self. So is that excellence or is that something else? That is the question. Trying to be the best, trying to be the number one in the particular area of interest, is it excellence or is it something else?
So rather than just proving it in our own case, we have to develop ourselves as also accompany others also in developing the particular stage which we achieve. Then we can say that both are equally excellenting in their particular area, and also we can feel glad that we also have helped them in becoming the stage which we are of now. And if we have to learn from them, we can also get to study from them and thus make everyone excellent.
Nice. So helping others, right, in studies, helping others in other activities, whatever you are good at, you can share that with others so that others also come to your level. That's what you say.
Yes, sir.
Nice, very nice. That is what we mean roughly by excellence. Yeah. So this question is also asked in parallel to that. We will also explore into the program for excellence. Is it through competition or collaboration? Right now, what Ansil was telling is regarding collaboration, sharing whatever he knows with the other students, sharing whatever skills he knows with the other students, helping them to raise their potential, raise their competence, so that they also come to the same level. Maybe, for example, a practical experiment. So somebody is good at a practical experiment to perform certain tasks, let's say. If the other is not capable of that, it is our duty. Maybe when we perform these practical experiments, we will be in groups, group of 4, or group of 6 or 7 sometimes. So when we do it together, when the instructor or the teacher explains this to the students, everyone may not be able to do that at the same time. So what is being done is the students who are grasping it better are helping the others for them also to come to their level of competence. Now here we are speaking about skills. Well, this excellence is not about skills anyway. Skill is also a part of it, but it is not the major part. So when we try to compete with the other person, as we discussed just now, competition always results in a kind of opposition, jealousy. This is absence of affection, as we can see. So the feeling of trust and respect are there behind this for sure, because trust is the foundation feeling. And with the feeling of affection, if you see the things, then we would like to collaborate with the other students rather than competing with them. In competition, we can just one of us can come first. Is it not? Not everyone can come first. But if you collaborate with the other person, there is every possibility, as Ansel is pointing out, that all of us can achieve this excellence. Can you see this? Can you see that when you collaborate with every other student in the class, there is a possibility for everyone to come to certain level of competence or improve their level of competence to some particular level, so that there is a possibility for excellence for everyone. Sheila Mr. G is typing, evolving, not competing. Yeah, collaborating. Yes, very nice. So the program for excellence is not through competition, but through collaboration. Nice. Yeah. So this is what is excellence, as we discussed in the workshops also. Understanding harmony and living in harmony with continuity of happiness at all the 4 levels. This is what we refer to as excellence. If we are good at some subject or a particular skill, if you share with the other human being or the other student, let's say my other colleague in my class, then what I'm ensuring is this feeling of affection or a feeling which is naturally acceptable with the other human being. So I can see that when I share this with the other human being or the other student or let's say colleague, I am also enriching and the other is also enriching. So when you are learning is getting better and better, is it when you are learning alone or when you are learning together? What do you think? We have this combined study during our time also. So what we do is whenever there's an examination, so a week before that or some more time before that, whenever there's a study leave time, we group together, like 4 or 5 of us will be sitting in the house of one of, together. That's what is we sit together in one of the houses of the house of one of our colleagues, and there what we do is we divide this whatever is to be studied among ourselves. and maybe equally. Like if there are say 5 of us, then we divide whatever is to be studied for the next examination among all of us. So 5 equal parts, let's say, and we study that independently, and then we share. Then we discuss with, so suppose if I studied a particular portion, then I discuss with the other 4, and that enriches my learning as well as the learning of others. It's like an induction, and the others also are doing the same thing. They started studying their own whatever is assigned to them, and they share with all of us. So if there is some gap in their study, then that also we can make it with the experience of all of us, because we have been there in the class also, so we can make it up. So thus we can learn a subject completely. So this is collaboration. So when we do that, the naturally acceptable feelings are being shared through expressions. So there, as an individual, I am in harmony. Then as a member of the family, I would say, who are there in the group study, they are like a family. So there is harmony in that particular group. And as a member of society, so I can share this with my other class members also. Now this social media is available, so we can have the sharing through a conference call, through a WhatsApp call, through a Google Meet, whatever. So this is also possible right now. You can share whatever you a new information coming to you through a message or a voice message or what. And finally, this is helping in the enriching the harmony of the nature also. Right, we are learning certain skills, and the skills will be made use of to nurture the nature, to improve this, rather to enrich the harmony in the nature, to enrich the feeling of prosperity in myself, as well as mutual enrichment of that of the nature also. So this is happening. So I have just given an example, but essentially this excellence is understanding harmony and living in harmony. That is very important. It's not just understanding harmony, but living in harmony with continuous happiness at all the 4 levels: my own level, family level, society, and natural existence level, all the higher levels. If there are some sharing or questions from your side regarding this excellence part, we can discuss right now. Many of you are given mic, so I could see Ansel is the only student who responded till now. If there are any other students, we would like to hear from the students regarding their sharing. What is preferable to you, excellence or competition? Yeah. What is desirable? Is it excellence or competition? Prathanya ji is typing as a unit in nature and existence. And still, excellence. Yeah, this is a content which we have discussed in the workshop also. So the content will be very familiar to you for sure. But what is required here in this this weekly follow-up meeting is your experience sharing. That is more important. So some experience which can substantiate this content, that will be enriching all of us. This is what is expected through this weekly follow-up meetings. Nice. So if there are any sharing, you are welcome. Else we will just continue with this discussion with the content. Yeah, making effort for what? Making effort for excellence or making effort for competition? What is this? They are not the same, right? At least we can see that making effort for excellence and competition are different. As Ansel pointed out, in excellence, one helps to bring the other to his or her level. Professor Shiraji has also pointed out the same thing. One helps to bring the other to his or her level, evolving, not competing, collaboration. In competition, what is being done is he or she hinders the other from reaching to her or his level. So how many of us can come first? Yeah, Rangaraji is typing, understanding, adjustment, in compromising, do work in bringing harmony. I would say understanding, that is good, but adjustment is again a word, or compromising. These two words are something which is, you can just refer if they're naturally acceptable or not. If I am adjusting something, the meaning is that I am actually doing some sacrifice. Yeah, Rangnaji, now the mic is with you.
Sir, good evening,
Namaste.
Dr. Sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Rangnaji.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
Very fine.
Yeah,
about
yeah. In my, I too, sir, I too. In my personal experience, I understood that sometimes understanding and compromising and adjustment also bring harmony, which brings affection towards others. And we together do many things instead of doing alone. That is what I felt, sir.
Yeah. So what do you feel when you are adjusting or compromising? Is it naturally acceptable or not? That is the only thing which you have to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If the feeling is naturally acceptable, that is good. Otherwise,
Yes.
we have to just explore further. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, acceptable, sir. Naturally acceptable adjustment, because I want something. If I could not get it, I will adjust with other fellows, sir.
Yeah.
Not all
So the
times, sir.
what you just see what you mean by this adjustment. If it is naturally acceptable, then that's fine. Otherwise, we have to just go on exploring.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I have to think exploring whether it is towards a positive end or negative end. That exploration.
Yeah.
Then only
Suppose, suppose I am keeping quiet when somebody is shouting upon me, or
Yes.
if the words are not, I do not like the words, but at the same time, I feel like not talking.
Yes.
Not feeling like means I just keep my mouth shut so that it should not create any further consequences. So in that case, I am adjusting. And is it putting me under a comfortable situation?
Yes.
That is what I have to see. Or whether I have to speak out so that this right understanding is ensured between me and the other person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This can also happen in compromising. Yeah.
Situations and sometimes some incidents also make people to adjust and compromise. And it's also connected to natural acceptance.
Yeah. So my purpose is to help myself to have this right understanding and help others also to improve their level of understanding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. That is what I do. Students, my colleagues in the campus, sometimes I go nearer to them, sir. What you said, accessible to them, those who did something so affectionate, then they turn very affectionate towards me, sir. That works well, sir. In my personal experience, I would like to share with you all.
Yeah, that's very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bhaiya,
Prashant, namaste. Swamiji, namaste. Good evening.
So, very good evening to all, and Bhaiya. So, when we are just discussing about this making efforts for excellence and competing with the others, is not the same thing. I would like to share the experience here. So, here, as we said, in excellence, one helps to bring the others to his or her level. Yes, it is very much truth I can say from my side, because in the last meeting of Sunday, I had just discussed this, my sharing also, and I will again continue with that further part. I could not make out that there. So it was like that, when I told someone there is the very important of the excellence, because expansion is the life and contraction is death. Unless until you expand yourself in the right way, it cannot be fulfilled, or you cannot be fulfilled, feel fulfillment. So you should try helping others. Do not think of your own, and that will help you in the coming days. And it happened in my case also, when I was traveling last week. The same, I think, coming Friday and last Friday I had traveling. That time, that particular TC who was present for that lecture session of mine Vivekananda Jayanti on Vivekananda Jayanti. So he remembered me. When I was there, he told, what happened, sir? You are having only one confirmed ticket. Yes, I told, but two are not confirmed. That my two sons are there now. How could I manage? He immediately told, Arey, he just saw the name, saw me, sir. I was not knowing him because there were many persons, but he recognized me. He told, sir, you told such a wonderful thing. So we are doing our teamwork. We are helping others, but here you are there now. I have a very good time to help you now. So there are for you the berth available. I will give because you are already coming. The ticket is booked from very far. That is 700 kilometer far. And I was boarding 700 kilometer afterwards. So he told, don't worry, sir. Immediately he gave us the two berth, and we could manage because it was late night, 9 o'clock, and we have to reach our destination around at 1:30. We reached at 1:30. So we got the berth. So that was, we can say, when we are doing something good for others, definitely someone in some or the other way, they come in front of us and they help us. I think this is what the excellence we try to make in others, and others also they try their best. I think that was a good outcome, I can say, and really means coming late night in a fast train, that too with the children, it is little difficult only. And when we find such persons, no, really we can make out that whatever we are doing is the right way, and we try in that way of excellence only. And this excellence should be there in the life without competing, because if we compete, we will not be what you can say, survive in a right way. That is what my experience. That is what sharing, Bhaiya.
Yeah, that is good. So this is actually a complementarity part. The other is helping me, trying to help me.
Yes.
And because let us say the prosperity part, he is prosperous, so he is ready to share whatever is there with him.
Recognizing, no, immediately recognize. Otherwise, he would have said,
yes.
Okay, Swami, कोई रहेगा, मैं क्यों इसे टिकट दूं, मैं क्यों इसे भर दूं, क्योंकि इतना फुल स्टेज ये है, ट्रेन है, तो इस समय तो ऐसे इनका है टिकट, फिर भी मैं इनको क्यों दूं, ऐसा हो सकता है. But he helped me. He immediately helped me.
Yes, yeah, that is very nice. So we can see that is sharing of this prosperity part, but can we directly relate that to this excellence part? We have to just think of this. Is it a
right,
fitting example?
It is example. We cannot directly relate that excellence, but we were trying to make out the things that we should try at least some good things in our life all the time. That is what I want to add here. Doing good daily is excelling ourselves, we can say.
That is very true.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can be of help to others, those who are helping me, and those who are not even helping me, I can be of help to them also. Right. Very good. So this is what we refer here is understanding harmony and living in harmony at all the 4 levels. That is what we refer to as excellence. So in excellence, one helps to bring the other to his or her level, and in competition, he or she hinders the other from reaching to her or his level. Yeah. So any other sharing from anybody else? Shashikant Bhaiya is typing, adjusting and compromising can't be in continuity. Yeah, that is what we will discuss with Ranganaji also. When I say adjustment or compromising, what is my feeling? That is what I have to see, whether I am in harmony when I do that. This is very important. If my feeling is naturally acceptable, then that's fine. Otherwise, I cannot say this is something which is naturally acceptable. That is what I have to see. There is no continuity in that, right? Yeah. So we come back to this excellence part. Ranganaji, you want to say something more?
I would like to share a small thing, sir. Does win-win theory, sir? I win, you win. I lose, you win. I win, you lose. Any connection to this bringing harmony and excellence, sir?
What is bringing harmony here? Is it win-win or?
I win, you win.
Win-lose.
I lose, you win. I win, I lose, you win.
Yeah,
The last
Let
one.
let us put it this way. Let us put it this
Yeah.
way, rather than this win-win or win-lose. Let us
Yeah.
put it give, or give-take, or take-give.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I take something when it is not with me.
Yes, sir.
Right. I give something when this is with me, whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
For example, I can give water if water
Yes.
is available with me to a
Yes.
needy person.
Sir.
I can share knowledge with the other person when knowledge is there with me.
Yes, sir.
And so that the other person also shares his knowledge with me. My
Yes, sir.
knowledge and your knowledge are different, so we can share. And this
Yes,
is
sir.
enriching both of us. So this is a give and give policy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They say we have soft skills topic win-win theory. That's why I brought it to before you. So
Yeah.
I feel I lose, I win, maybe, or I win, you win. That's better, I think so. Bringing excellence.
Yeah, in sharing our knowledge, there is nothing to lose. But we are, even when I share my knowledge, that itself is enriching in me. I have more
Yes.
clarity. Now,
Yes.
is it not?
Yes, sir. It doubles and 3 times also. It enhances.
Yeah.
Sir. Yes. Good. Good. Nice. Nice.
Now,
Very nice.
yeah, right now also when I share this content of excellence, because this I would have seen this content for many times. Right now,
Yes.
when I am sharing this with every one of you, I'm getting enriched myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good.
And that is
Nice.
throwing some light to you also. So this is give and give.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice, 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 sir. Nice, sir. Good night. Good night.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So one helps to bring the other to his or her level. In competition, the hindrance is there. So when we try to compete, then this. So recently, what happened is there is an arts competition happening in our college the previous week. So at the end of maybe a few items, what is happening is the results are not admissible by the students. So what they do is they go for this appeal. So when they go for this appeal, the results are being revised by the judges, and there is an appeal committee also. So when they revise it, there is some possibility that sometimes second position will come in the first position, or somebody may be disqualified, something may come just like that. So also what is happening is among the students who come first and who come second, or who is not coming to any position, there is a kind of an opposition developing. So this kind of thing, even you can see this to some extent in sports also. You can see in a football ground, the 22 players who are playing, they do not have any kind of opposition before the game. During the game, you can see that they are fighting like anything. So maybe there may be some manhandling also in between. Sometimes the referee is getting manhandled. So whenever there is a kind of a competition, but in sports, you see the competition is not extending after the game for sure. Yeah, but sometimes this competition happens when you try to go to the first place. But we have also seen that in the previous Olympics or some other competition, some other, say, athletics games, we have seen that the person who fell down was helped by the person who was running in front. He would have, say, achieved some position like 1, 2, or 3. But forgetting about that, he helped the person who fell down behind him and helped him to come out of, rather to complete the race and to come out of this. This also is happening. Yeah, we have a message from Shashikanji. It is feeling in self. So it is implicit, and hence these values are not explicit, like winning or giving. Yeah, there is no winning or giving. Very true. But we can say this is, say, giving can be there, because whatever is there with us, the knowledge with us, we try to share. I won't say even giving, there is sharing. The other person is also ready to share whatever is there with him, like the knowledge part. So it is enriching both of us, enriching our right understanding. That is okay. So winning, giving, or kind of losing, these words are not really applicable here, but sharing, that's the best. Here also what we do is we share the values among all of us. Experience are being shared. Nice. So we can see as a self-reflection, how many students in the class can understand? How many students in the class can come first? if you really explore into this, we can see only one can come first in the class, but everyone in the class can understand, is it not? So there is a possibility for everyone to be excellent, but only one student can come first, and that is special. And many times the special student who is coming first in the class will be over-evaluated, and that kind of ego is getting developed. Yeah, ancillary typing depending upon his or her competence. Yeah. So if you have a better competence than the other, it is your responsibility to help the other also to come to your level of competence. That is what you said in the beginning also. Yeah. So it is our responsibility to help the others also to come to my level of competence. But when I compete with the other to come first in the class always, then I may be thinking myself that I'm special, and others also are putting me under this over-evaluation. So he is a very special student. But maybe in the next examination, if I could not keep this promise that the first place, if I could not keep this first place, then I may be under depression. This also can happen. So this is temporary. Coming first maybe just on the basis of some evaluation, it may happen, but that is temporary. But it is our responsibility to, if I am excellent in something, if I am good at something, I can share this with others so that everyone can achieve this excellence. So when a teacher conducts a class in a class of, let's say 50 or 60, every student is not going to learn the same at the same level. The teacher also knows this. But somebody may be learning it better, somebody may be learning it the other way. Those who are learning it better can help the others also. If this happens, then maybe by the next day or by the next class, the same teacher, all the students can be at the same level. There's a possibility, there's a chance. If the students help themselves to understand, then this possibility is there that everyone will be at the same level. That helps the teacher also to deliver the next lecture with this base. So it is our duty, if rather it is our responsibility to help others so that this excellence can be achieved by everyone. So this possibility is there. We can explore upon this possibility and try to excel ourselves and try to help others also to excel. Try to improve the right understanding of every other colleague in the classroom. This also has been discussed in the workshop, students' workshop in detail, excellence versus competition. So in excellence, I consider the other is like me. We are complementary. There is a feeling of relationship between I and the other person. I can see this, that between myself and the other self, there is this relationship, and all these naturally acceptable feelings are there in the relationship. What I do in this excellence is I help the other to come to my level. But when I compete with the other, I have to be above the others. That is what I feel like. I also always have to be above the others in the class. We are opposed to each other. There is always a feeling of opposition. I never disclose whatever I know with the other students. And this creates a kind of maybe opposition or jealousy in the other students. This happens. And I hinder the other to come to my level. I try to accentuate the difference, increase the difference, to dominate upon the other, to manipulate, to exploit. All these things can happen if I compete with the other always. But there is always a chance for this excellence in which I can operate based on my natural acceptance. And that is definite. I can always evaluate myself and the other rightly. That possibility is there. I can always be self-referential. I have this holistic view of life. So there is a definite completion point, and this excellence is absolute. Whereas in competition, I can see that I operate on the basis of assumptions, not on the basis of natural acceptance. And these assumptions may change. Today, I think that to come first, what I have to do is this. Tomorrow, I may think of a different strategy. I change my assumptions. So this may happen. I may tend to over-evaluate myself and under-evaluate the other. This also can happen. Some other time, when I go down in my performance, I may under-evaluate myself. And this fluctuates. My behavior is changing in that way. And reference is not me. I refer to the other. I always compare with the other, whether I am better than him. That is my comparison. I may have a piecemeal approach for my issues. So competition is always relative. With respect to the other, I am better. That is my that is what is happening in competition. And in competition, there is no definite completion point. So these are something which we can just explore with regard to this excellence and competition, and there may be something more in this. So if any one of us have any takeaway or any sharing with regard to what is being discussed, we can place it now. We can have discussion upon that also. You can use the chat box too. Okay, mic is provided to many more right now. If anyone would like to speak, you can use the mic or use the chat box to place your response. So what we discuss here is regarding excellence and competition. In excellence, the other is like me. We are complementary. I have a certain level of competence, and I can, through interaction with the other, I can have this evaluation of mutual competence with the other person. And that helps me to understand where I stand. That is, whether I have better competence than the other, or the other is having good competence than me. In the first case, I try to help the other to improve his competence. Second case, I seek help from the other to improve my competence. With a feeling of affection, of course, in both the cases. But in competition, I feel like I have to be above the others. I have to come first every time. And there is a feeling of opposition. We are always opposed to each other. These are the key things which we discuss in this slide. So if there are any experience sharing from any one of you, we can discuss it. Any student who has attended the previous workshop, which finished a couple of weeks before? With the names I cannot identify. So if there are someone, you can raise your hand. And it is nice if you can share your experience after the workshop. Anything which you can relate to the proposals. Not only to this one, this is something which we discuss for today, but you can relate this to any of the proposals, your life experience with any proposal. Yeah, we have a couple of messages in chat box. Shashikant is typing. Fittest survive theory is against excellence. Yes, true, very true. Survival of the fittest is not excellence. And that is the competition. Very true. In excellence, there is we share things with others. And when we share things, as Enganji was pointing it out, it is getting multiplied. Whatever knowledge is there with us is getting multiplied manifold. I can be clear about the content if I share my content share this content with others. That is why I'm also sharing this with you. Ansel is typing, we should only keep excellence as our sole aim rather than competition. Yes, true. Very nice. So when you are competing with the other, we always try to dish down the other, try to go above the other, try to oppose the other, try to be with jealousy with the other. This all things may come. Jealousy is there with somebody. If somebody is, if I see that somebody is going above me, or trying to go above me, I have this feeling of jealousy with the other person. And these feelings are not naturally acceptable. So in excellence, when we share things, we share with a feeling of affection with the other person. Very good. So we go a little bit further. Yeah, competition and collaboration. What is our perception regarding this competition and collaboration? As we discussed in the session, collaboration is required. As Shashikan Bhaiya was typing in the chat box, in today's worldview, what do we assume? There is struggle for survival of fittest, struggle for survival and survival of the fittest, or there is a relationship of mutual competence, of mutual fulfillment in nature. So here is typing, fittest survival theory is against excellence. That is what Shashikan Bhaiya is typing. Nice. So this question is asked during the workshop also, as maybe like a poll, or to respond to the chat box, whether A or B is what is desirable to you, whether there is struggle for survival and survival of the fittest, or whether there is a relationship of mutual fulfillment in nature. What is the current status? That is a question. And also the question above is relevant. What is our perception on this worldview? Is it survival of fittest or a relationship of mutual fulfillment? Sheila Ji is typing. Actually, admission process endorses the competition, which deepens the condition. Yeah, there has to be a certain evaluation process that is required. That is true, but doesn't mean that that is only for fetching this admission for a program. But there is opportunity for every student if he or she is eligible to fit into some of the programs that is there. But only for maybe the kind of ranking or something like that, maybe just for admission, this evaluation process is happening. But that is immaterial when the students study for maybe for a program. This ranking is not directly related to their level of excellence or their level of understanding. That is what I also experienced in my long span of teaching career. The rank which they have possessed at the time of admission and their performance, there is no match with that. Many times. So what the student acquires during his 4-year period or 3-year period of his degree program is the process through which he is undergoing and the understanding which he is having through his own will and with the help of the other students and teachers. And many times students are dragged due to many other things, maybe due to peer pressure or something else. And if somebody is, say, standing for the purpose of study and the purpose of gaining this excellence, the purpose of gaining this right understanding, without going to this feelings which are not naturally acceptable, that student may not be the student who is having the first rank, possibly, or the better ranks. So this kind of evaluation may be required, that as it is there, maybe it is a preconditioning, I could say. That is what is prevailing in the current scenario. But once you are in the program, there is every possibility for you to excel. Yeah. We have a couple more of messages. Technology is typing. Coordination and collaboration mean togetherness to succeed. Yeah. I agree with you totally. Very true. Shashikant is typing. It is more about prosperity. Misunderstanding of prosperity leads to this. Values have correlation with relationship, not the prosperity. True here. Yeah, when you say this right understanding, that is connected to the relationship only. Very true. Sheila G is typing, can we propose a change in evaluation process? If it is there, that is very good. So one time during this COVID time, what happened is there was no kind of entrance examination in here in one of the universities. So what we did is we ranked the students based on their mark. Anyway, this also Shashikan Pai is typing. This also is part of prosperity because marks is part of your physical facility. Ranking is part of your physical facility. So on the basis of that, this ranking has been done. So there has to be, if it is good, if there can be some other kind of evaluation. It is nice. Depending upon the choice, depending upon the taste, if there is possibility for the students to assume, or rather, if they can be enrolled into a program, that is very good. It is very good. But the only thing is that once they're in the program, the responsibility of the teachers is to help them to understand. That is very much required. For that, we have to see what is his right understanding, what is his relationship, and what is the requirement of physical facility, how much is required as physical facility. Everything is important, but what is the priority and how much is required as physical facility, that is what we have to see. Very good. So the discussions through chat messages, discussions through the mic are very much enriching for today's session. And as it is time, let us conclude this particular meeting here, if there is no more sharing from your side. So what we discussed today is with regard to affection, and as an attached part of that, we discussed about this excellence and competition, collaboration and competition. So what is preferred or what is desirable is what is discussed. And yeah, as an assignment, we can discuss this, right, with our students also. What is desirable? Is it excellence or competition? Whenever a particular piece of work is given to us, maybe to the teachers or to the students, we can see through that piece of work whether there is a possibility for excellence or whether there's a possibility for this competition. What is there? If it is a competition, then how can we convert that into this collaboration? Yeah. So we can explore into this, and we can meet in the next Wednesday's meeting with more exploration, with more experiential sharing. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Parikshit Bhaiya?
Thank you everybody. We'll call it a day, and we'll meet again for the another enriching session next week. So thank you all the panelists, all the participant, co-explorer. Namaste, Sunil Bhaiya.